Why, hello there YouTube and welcome to a Revolting review. I am Random Ross and today I'm continuing my build up to Godzilla and Kong the New Empire by reviewing Kong Skull Island. So this one, it is written by John Gattin and directed by Jordan Vogt Roberts, and it's got quite the all-star cast. It stars Tom Hiddleston, Loki, Samuel Jackson, Nick Fury, John Goodman, Fred Flintstone, Brie Larson, Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel, Jing Tyen, Toby Kendall, John Orris, Corey Hawkins, Jason Mitchell, Shay Wingham, Thomas Mann, and Terry Natroy, and John C. Reilly from the Nova Corps. So this is, it starts off set in World War II in 1944, where we see two fighter pilots crash on Skull Island, an American and a Japanese one. They end up on Skull Island and they encounter Kong. Then we do a time jump to 1973, where John Goodman's character, where John Goodman's character, is it Bill? Where is he? Yeah, that's it. John Goodman's character, Bill Randa, who will come back is in Godzilla, in Monarch, Legacy of Monsters, which again we'll get to. And this also follows adventurers like, former Army Captain James Conrad, with photographer woman Mason Weaver, played by Brie Larson. And like John C. Reilly says in the movie, she is more beautiful than a hot dog and a beer at a ball game. Whatever his passion was when he gets back to civilization. So in 1972, in the aftermath of the Vietnam War, some soldiers and Monarch head to Skull Island after discovering it on a satellite, and they go there they get more than what they bargained for when they discover that it's not just a new island they discovered, but it is the home of King Kong, who is a big giant anthropomorphic ape who doesn't like these people on his land. And of course they also drop experimental bomb tools that awaken these crawlers, which are evil, hideous creatures from the Hollow Earth, and then Kong has to deal with them, as well as the American soldiers seeing him as a huge threat. We also get John Goodman in there, who turns out to be working for Monarch, and also we get a few nods to other things like Cannibal Holocaust with the big daddy long legs, and we see that there are many other giant monsters on Skull Island, as well as a native tribe, and John C. Reilly's character Hank, who is that lost pilot who's been living with them for the longest time. And yeah, we see King Kong fight these skull crawlers and reclaim his land as King of Skull Island. And of course we get the with it being a cinematic universe now, we get the end credit scene where it teases other monsters such as King Ghidorah, Ronin and Godzilla, and sets things up for more films to come. So what did I like about this one? Well, I actually thought this was quite the improvement from, Peter Jackson's King Kong. I like Peter Jackson's King Kong, I like the 76 King Kong and the 1933 King Kong, but I feel this was truly one for the modern era. I mean, there was 2005's Peter Jackson's King Kong, which was unrelated to this film, but I actually like this one. This film didn't run for 3 hours. That's the other thing I can fault Peter Jackson's King Kong for, it being on too long. This is 118 minutes, so just under 2 hours, and I loved it. I love the 70s setting, I love the whole soundtrack and the score. The soundtrack was great with Rolling Stones, Black Sabbath, because it was set in the early 70s. I thought Samuel Jackson played a badass character, but he was too blinded to see that, you know, Kong wasn't the real threat. I also thought this has quite a lot of MCU stars in it. Or, well, at the time, Brie Larson was yet to become Captain Marvel, but we already had Tom Hiddleston in it as Loki and Samuel Jackson as Nick Fury, and John C. Reilly as one of the Nova Corps people. We even had one of the guys in it from the TVA who would one day star in the Loki series. But yeah, this had quite a good talented cast in it again, and I liked it. There was a bit of human drama in there, human scenes, but I actually didn't mind them in this one. I mean, yeah, it took a while before we saw Kong, about maybe a good half an hour, 40 minutes in, when they find Skull Island, but, you know, when we see Kong make his big entrance, he makes his big entrance by letting them know he don't like them here. And he crashes the helicopters, he swallows a guy up whole. Yeah. I actually like the design of King Kong, kind of brought me back to the old styled King Kong. I mean, with modern CGI updating to make it look more real and not just a guy in a gorilla suit. And yeah, I liked it. I also liked, you know, that this was also, you know, connecting things with Godzilla and the, you know, what would soon follow. Also, like I say, Brie Larson, I liked her in it. If her character is going to come back in the Monsterverse, you know, and it's going to be in like the present, Jessica Lange should play her older counterpart. You know, it'd be a fun reference to the '76 King Kong, which she starred in. I think if they're going to bring Brie Larson's character back in the updated, you know, giant Monsterverse movies, cast Jessica Lange. It'd be great. I'd like to see that. I like that way as well when these characters that we see in this one reappear in like the later installments of the Monsterverse. This was also the second installment in Legendary's Monsterverse. But I also like the action in it. I like the tribe. I liked, you know, King Kong. Yeah, it was a fun film. It skipped like the boring story we already know. Well, not boring story, but it didn't go wasting time telling the whole story of King Kong, where he gets taken out of his environment, goes to New York and has a rampage and stuff. But I liked that, you know, that they, you know, kept it half writ on Skull Island and Kong lived to fight another day, and how it wasn't a whole remake or rehash. It was like Kong put into another story, which I sort of do like. So this one, I actually think I like this a little more than Godzilla, and I love the end credit. When I first saw this in cinemas, I was unaware of this end credit scene until someone told me there's an end credit scene, and then I thought, oh god. And then I went back to see it a second time just so I could see the end credit scene, and I'm glad I did, because I liked how, so it's connected to 2014 Godzilla, and sort of served as like a prequel to like this cinematic universe. If you're going to watch them chronologically, start with Kong Skull Island, then Godzilla, then Monarch Legacy of Monsters, then Godzilla King of the Monsters, then Godzilla vs. Kong, and then Godzilla and Kong the New Empire. Yeah. That's how you watch it chronologically, but I'm reviewing them in the order that they've all come out in. Anyway, I think I've said all I needed to say about Kong Skull Island, so what am I going to rate this? You know what, I enjoyed it a lot more. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. I'm going to give it, I mean, yeah, there was some, like I say, it did take its time coming to Skull Island and getting to see Kong. I'll give it 4 stabs out of 5. 4 stabs out of 5 for Kong Skull Island. So there you go. There's my review for that one. Have you seen it? Let me know down in the comments below if you have. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Share with your friends and feel free to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and to hit that notification bell. I've been Random Russ and this has been a Revolting review. So, until next time, don't have nightmares.